Das ist sehr nett. Danke, Spiel. Ja, willkommen zurück zu Stanley-Parable. Ich habe jetzt ehrlich gesagt nicht damit gerechnet. Es ist relativ zufällig, dass ich das aufgenommen habe, aber okay. Wir machen weiter, I guess. So ähnlich, ja. Ja, wir machen weiter.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Kennen wir, also überspringen wir. Willkommen zurück. Unterhaltet in erste Errungenschaft. Genau, ich habe ein bisschen geschaut.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Genau, und ich habe ein bisschen was über Enden herausgefunden.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, ich gebe dem Ganzen mal eine Stunde oder so. Ja, okay, nein. Wir gehen da trotzdem noch hin, ich will es an der Rente sehen, aber what the fuck, Stanley? Aber warum? Und das gerade war nicht.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Das ist gar nicht mehr so einfach. Ich finde es auch schwer, wenn Instant im Weiß, also
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ja, natürlich sind wir das. Ja.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Wow, Spiel.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Ehrlich, ich lieb's. Ich lieb das so sehr gerade. Aber ich glaube, ich muss neu starten. Das ist okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ich muss mal kurz was nachschauen. Weil ich heute versuchen möchte, ein paar Erfolge ranzukommen. Von daher kann ich gerade mal schauen, was es denn überhaupt so alles gibt. Okay.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Ja.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
Ja.
no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Ja.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Okay. Dann gucken wir mal.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Natürlich.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417, okay. Wir sind committed, wir machen das. 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 Wo ist für 417? Ja.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. Wo ist 437?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Auf geht's, 415. Wir sind committed, wir wollen diesen Erfolg. Unter allen Umständen, egal was passiert, wollen wir diesen Erfolg. Wo ist 415? Da.
Now, back to door number 437.
Und zurück, auf geht's, Marsch. Wir klicken Türen und klicken Türen und
Let's see.
Türen.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Wo steht denn der Kopierer?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yay, we're getting somewhere. 417 war es, richtig?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Ups, das war's schon der. Oh.
Yes! This
Yeah.
is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416 ist nirgendwo hier, oder? Als hätte ich mir hier die Nummern gemerkt. Es ist 2 Wochen her, seit ich das letzte Mal dieses Spiel angefasst habe, weil ich es ja nur zur Aufnahme starte.
We've almost got it! Now the
Almost.
copy machine, do that one again!
Ja, auf den Kopierer, der nicht hier stand.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4 und 5.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Yay, wir sind weitergekommen. Ich habe ein Achievement bekommen. Sehr schön. Ich habe noch was ich machen möchte.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
La, la, la.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nee, wie geht's euch heute so, Leute? Bewundert ihr auch diese wunderbare Besenkammer? Wir bleiben hier jetzt drin stehen.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No
das ist
reason to still be here.
Doch. Doch, es ist eine sehr schöne Besenkammer. Wir bleiben jetzt hier.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Es gefällt mir hier. Lasst mich hier in Ruhe stehen. Böses Spiel.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Ich mag die Besenkammer. Lasst mich in meiner Besenkammer stehen, Spiel.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Pech. Ich mag diese Besenkammer, ist jetzt meine. Ich gehe hier nicht mehr raus.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Ja,
I hope your friends find this concerning.
werden sie vermutlich, aber wenn ich so viel Zeit in diesem Spiel verbringe, habe ich keine Freunde, also insofern...
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Armer Stanley.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Oh.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
Ja,
The person at
ich
this
lebe noch.
computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right.
Wow.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nein, ich will nicht. Lass mich in meiner Besenkammer stehen, Spiel. Kommt noch was? Wir geben ihm einfach 1-2 Minütchen. So, ja. Okay, hier passiert nichts mehr, wir gehen weiter.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus?
Yeah.
Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Wir ärgern einfach ein bisschen den Narrator. Wir warten noch mal kurz. Nein, nein, nein. Viel zu viel Verantwortung hier vor die Tür zu gehen. Okay, nein. Wir gehen wieder hoch.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, den Raum kannte ich noch nicht. Wir fahren mal hoch. Hat sich jemand meinen Namen geflüstert? Ding dong. Ach, Spiel. Wir fahren weit nach unten. Man kann es gut überspringen, indem man einfach mehrfach die Tasten drückt oder was. Ach man, dann gehen wir halt weiter.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Ja, das ist
Amazing.
tatsächlich.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Kann ich irgendwas klicken? Ich sehe halt nicht mal was. Ich bin halt einfach zu blind für dieses Spiel gerade. Nee, hier geht's auch nicht weiter. So, hier ein bisschen drehen, vielleicht sehe ich dann. Das große Problem ist halt, ein Bildschirm ist zu dunkel für das Ganze. Ich sehe halt, dass hier was ist, aber ich sehe halt größtenteils A. Also ich sehe dieses Licht und das was A. Ja, einfach geradeaus weiter. Und hier war ja nichts außer dem Knöpfchen. Jetzt schon dieselbe Animation immer wieder spielt. Egal, wir sind unten.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ja, nee, nicht wirklich. Wir folgen hier einfach mal dem Ganzen.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ja, wir haben die immer ausgeschaltet gehabt. Eingeschaltet gehabt, diesmal schalten wir sie aus.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So, jetzt mal. Man kann hier einfach runterspringen. Donk.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley-Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Das ist übrigens was, das ich vorher nicht wusste, dass man hier runter kann. Aber wir haben das Ende erreicht. Sehr schön. Dann laufe ich nochmal ein Stückchen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Also, was wir jetzt machen, wir gehen hier
When
durch die
Stanley
rechte
came to a
Tür.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Also ich erkläre kurz, was ich vorhabe. Wir gehen hier durch die Tür und dann gehen wir in den Raum mit dem Kran und da springen wir runter und schauen da nach dem Ending. Und das tun wir, ja, jetzt gleich.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Zeit dafür, das auszuprobieren haben wir
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
noch.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein, tun wir jetzt nicht.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ja. Wisst ihr was? Diese Folge wird etwas kürzer, weil Whee!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
We are powerful. Und damit endet auch diese Folge und bis zum nächsten Mal bei The Stanley-Parable.